Alrighty, good morning, my friends. It is Friday, January 3rd, 2025. Let's go ahead and jump back and take a look at what happened yesterday. Yesterday was very similar to the first couple hours of the day before that, right? Where it just kind of meandered back and forth all day. So let's look at what happened here before it kind of sold off a little bit. Let's jump in. So again, for the first couple, maybe the first two and a half hours in the market, yes, we were trending lower overall, but it was very back and forth. So let's take a look out of the open. The first level we tested was a near perfect bounce. So there was a decent opportunity. We had divergence from that last major swing. Great opportunity right out of the open. That vertical line there is 9:30 Eastern. And then there's 6 seconds in and bam. First opportunity. Second opportunity that I actually liked a lot more was the short from the 200 moving average here with divergence from that last swing. We were also basically testing the back end of that roadmap level. So great fade opportunity right in the first minute of the open there. If you caught that trade, that's basically all you needed for the whole day. You should have been able to make some decent money. This was like a 30-point sell-off. And they came right to the next roadmap level here where we found some support and then the next bounce happened, right? So great opportunity to get short from there. This right here, if it kissed into the FMA and that level right there would have been great, but we just missed it. It also technically was no divergence on that swing, but almost got right into that. And then right here was kind of the tag of the fast moving average in the back end of our level. Again, not necessarily a nice, sexy divergence when it did that. So some good fade opportunities on the way down. And then they came right into that next roadmap level here where didn't hold it to the tick, but kind of petered out. And then this right here was a great trade opportunity for that next rotation in the market. So they came in right into the level there to the tick. There's the big divergence there. And then that began the change in phase for the bounce. So great opportunity right around that. And then on the way up, there was a great fade opportunity here right off our roadmap level and the 200. But as you can see, never got much past the 200 moving average on both tests. So it pulled back. Should have been able to make some scalp money off that. You actually got 5 points. So I would have actually been filled if I tried that right to the fast moving average, but could not get through it. And on that second test with bearish divergence, once again, right to it, couldn't get through it. So should have been a clue that this was most likely going to be short-lived here, and they were going to just rip right on through, and sure enough, they did. And then on the way up here, as it was breaking out, getting back through 50% of the day before, back through the 200 and getting above it here, there was a great long opportunity to see if we could go ahead and continue in that trend right off the fast-moving average. Big bullish divergence, testing fast-moving average basically to the tick. And if you got in there, basically 2 ticks of risk, and you got this whole push to the high of the day. So good opportunity there. There was a fade opportunity off the next roadmap level here, but again, it came down to the FMA, got a bullish divergence, and then continued back against that. So that was decent as well. Then they came up and again, faded right off the back end of the next roadmap level here, divergence as well. So you could have tried that with almost no risk. And then on the pullback, held the roadmap level with a whole bunch of bullish divergence that then led to the bounce right to the back end of our roadmap level. Right, came right into the high the day before, but more importantly, right to the level to the tick. And then that began the sell-off for the rest of the morning. So great. You can see these rotations, again, just back and forth. Even when it starts to chop, is quite literally back and forth between the two roadmap levels until they break out, come up to the next area, right? So still awesome price action around our levels, although it wasn't cleanly in one direction. It just kept kind of pushing up, then pushing down, then pushing up, right? From there, we pull back. We get another great long opportunity right around where the market bounced in the open. In this case, right to it to the tick, big bullish divergence off that second low that tested it. And you got yourself a nice 10-point bounce right to the next expected roadmap level where we got a bearish divergence off of it to the tick for the pullback, right? And then up here, this would actually have been a good fade opportunity. They pushed right into the 200 here, pushed through by, I don't think, any more than 2 points, and then went ahead and pulled back right to our roadmap level again. So again, here's another instance where we chop around, and the highs and the lows of every move are right off the roadmap level. And then they pop up and fail off the next roadmap level above that. You see what I'm saying, guys? And that's a bearish divergence as we test almost to the tick that roadmap level at 59.59.5. And from there, beautiful short, giving you 30 points to the downside, where it bounces nearly to the tick off the next roadmap level. So from there, you get a nice bounce. They kind of chug through everything and come right up to that roadmap level that we failed off earlier, to the tick, and then it fails lower. So again, all these major rotations right off of these roadmap levels to the tick, basically. And then they can move into 30, 40-point moves with no risk, right? So great opportunity there. On the pullback, it even comes down and bounces once again to the tick off 38. Just not enough strength to get anywhere. And then we continue to sell off. On the sell-off here, it was very aggressive. So a lot of times they couldn't even come right back up and kiss the roadmap level. It just kept kind of going. This was right here probably your best opportunity if you wanted to jump in short, right? It came right to the FMA, broke through by less than 2 points, and then you got the continuation to the downside there. If you missed out on that FMA test, there really was nothing else that you really could jump in unless you came in here and you really kind of sniped it off the back end of the previous daily low, which was a divergence. And I actually watched this in real time and thought about it, but it was just a little too aggressive for me. So from there, notice nice, beautiful bounce with a bullish divergence right off the roadmap level, but can't get through the FMA. Comes down a little lower, right through the scaffolding, but then right into the SNR and bounces. Holds the back end of the scaffolding. That right there actually was a beautiful short opportunity. And I actually went to enter there and I didn't get filled. So beautiful bearish divergence off the roadmap level, and then holds barely to the tick. Coming down, and I think never mind. Then we come down and we get some more bounces right at this next roadmap level at 83, only to come up and bounce right into the back end of the 200 here. This was a great fade opportunity, but as you can see, it only got down to the fast moving average and bounced back up. So 97 to 92, let's call it 98 to 93. So a 5-point pullback to the FMA, but then it popped on through. Came back, held that level again, came up, couldn't get through it, came down, held it, right? Even in the sideways chop, it is basically the highs and the lows are right off those roadmap levels, and the bifurcation is that that intermediate roadmap level. Gets a little messy here, right? It almost feels like we're starting to find a bottom, right? Because it just sold off, and then all of a sudden, we start to find all this demand in the market right around 58, 80 to 85 here, right? And that's right where we hold and we hold and we hold, and then that final dip in almost right to the tick to the next roadmap level, and then that is it for the bears going into the end of the day there, right? So still unbelievable rotations to the tick off these levels. And then as we start to break out back higher, notice what we have here. We have the step up from this roadmap level, the pull back to this one, step through the next one, pull back to it, hold it, step up through, hold it. Fortunately, did not keep going from there, but as you can see, came right back down, held the 200 and basically our roadmap level to pop out, right? So still a lot of these notable rotations right off these areas, and that brought us up. So just to kind of summarize here, the high of the day, our roadmap level to the damn tick, came right to it and kissed it. And then at the end of the day, we bounced 2 ticks in front of that major scaffolding level. So basically now the high and the low of the day. And then at the end of the day here, as we chugged back up, they came right to the scaffolding to the tick, pulled back and bounced to the tick off the roadmap level below it there. And then just kind of meandered out at the end of the day, coming right back to the roadmap level to kiss it and pull back. So again, just unbelievable price action off these levels. That brings us here into our overnight, where the bulls are still in power here, making higher lows and higher highs compared to yesterday's end of day. And there was a great opportunity on that pullback to the VWAP last night. Remember, the hopeful isn't on the chart there in the overnight, so great opportunity off the VWAP here to buy even the pullback to that major roadmap level. Buying it on all three pullbacks got you very limited risk, maybe a point, and got you this next push to the next roadmap level, which should have been over 10 points. All right, so there's that in the overnight, and then we pull back and we hold the roadmap level again here about an hour or two ago, and big bullish divergence on that second test. So another great opportunity. Again, this is less than a 2-point break. So even if you were long with a 2.5 point stop, never got hit throughout the overnight session, and you should be up over 10 points at this point, actually almost 15 from there. So that's how everything's been playing out. There actually was a beautiful bearish divergence off the roadmap level here a little bit earlier that I saw. I just didn't want to put any trades on, and sure enough, what do you have? You have a 10-point pullback from there, or just under 10 points. So some good opportunities here, even in the overnight session. Let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames and see if they have anything new to add to the picture. Just give me one moment here.